right, let's see what comes out of this.
Engine instruments are all in the green. The airspeed up and alive.
Oh my God.
And then start rotating at about 55. There you go. And then just take the top of the cowling there and put it just slightly below the horizon. There's a little bit of wind off the left right now.
Okay.
With slow flight, we'll just do it in the landing configuration.
So you need a fuel pump on?
Yep, so I just let's say throw the fuel pump on. You can leave the lights off.
Okay.
Fine. The mixture is set.
So we leave it like, okay.
What you can do with the mixture for maneuvers is bring it back until you get some roughness. This is what the engine manufacturer recommends. So see how it's not running very well right now because it's not getting enough fuel.
Okay, so then you just bring it back up.
And then you re-enrich it back to smooth operation.
Okay.
And then I just go plus a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe another quarter inch if that.
All right.
Just to give it a little extra fuel because we'll be changing power setting regularly.
Okay.
And that looks good.
All right.
And we can do some clearing turns. We'll go ahead and turn to the right. And, just look off the right side and just find something about 90 degrees off the right and turn towards it.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be a perfect 90-degree turn. It's approximately. Yeah, what you're doing is you're looking for, and like obviously terrain, but also traffic in the area.
Contractor.
And that's also why I monitor tower. They're going to be the first ones to let us know. Because New York isn't going to have anybody as low as we are right now.
Let me know when the flight cleaning is complete for access to Alpha.
There you go. And then you look back to your left.
Right.
And then turn so you're parallel in the valley again. And you're just making regular side movement, so look for some traffic. And the blind spot in this airplane is below you, so that's another place to look.
Oh.
You can see really well above you.
Yeah.
There's a really nice visibility for.
As I mean, for being low wing, you.
Yeah.
I'm climbing.
Like if you were flying a Cessna, you wouldn't be able to see anything above you.
All right, so we're clear.
Yep.
Okay.
So what you want to do now is slow down. So I just pull the throttle idle. And
to idle?
Yep. We'll just slow down and then pitch to hold altitude. And then we're in the flap range, so go ahead and just grab full flaps. Go. And then now we're just going to find the stall warning horn. And then we'll set the heading bug there. So if you come back, put your hand on the throttle and just be ready to add it.
Okay.
As soon as you get the stall warning, bring the throttle about 2-1.
To what?
2,100. And then that should, so we got the stall warning at about 50 knots, so we'll add 5. And then that's the speed you'll use for slow flight. The airplane flying
so I'm already at 60. No, yeah, I'm 60. So I take 5?
Alright, you got -0 plus 10. That's the testing standard for it.
Alright, so hold on. So from what? So I was supposed to be looking at what speed I got the stall horn.
Yeah, so you get the as long as you know the general region where it was. It's about 50 to 55, or sorry, 45 to 50 knots.
I'm going super crooked. Okay. So then I brought the.
Then you just advance the throttle forward for 2,100 is just a good starting power setting.
So I'm higher, so do I bring it back down?
Yep. So power controls altitude, pitch controls airspeed.
Okay.
So this is your airspeed now. Like in normal, when you're in cruise flight, you pull the power back, you slow down.
Yeah.
And this one, you pull the power back and maintain. If you maintain the airspeed, you're going to start sinking. So we were in the what's called the region of reverse command.
So if I keep it at 60, you mean we're going to start sinking?
Yeah, if you were to pull the throttle idle and just hold altitude.
Okay.
Or sorry, hold airspeed. So you see how your airspeed's decreasing? So if you just
you mean so I have to use the okay, I know what you're saying. Okay. So are we going to do it again or what?
No, that's okay. You can just bring the throttle back. I was just showing you.
Okay.
2,100. And yeah, and then that's good. Let's try a turn. Let's go to like 150. So just use about 10 degrees of bank or standard rate over there. 10 degrees of bank is about standard rate. It's 50. There you go. And then just once you establish that, just look outside and see about what your 10-degree bank is going to look like. A little bit more. There you go. That's pretty good. Now you're holding altitude. Power is set nice. See your power is at about 2,100. It looks like pretty stable. That's good. Let's turn back to a 060.
Okay.
And whenever you turn, it might cause you to slow down a little bit. So just expect to have to add a little bit of throttle, maybe 100 RPM at the most.
Okay. So more angle, right? Okay.
That's because you're having to pull back a little bit, right, to hold altitude when you turn. Or in this case, you have to pull back a little bit to hold airspeed.
Okay, you're just trying to use the angle.
About 75% of your attention should be looking at the nose and how it lines up with the horizon. That's how you fly VFR.
Okay.
And why don't you try a descent to 3,300 now? So hold you're right on your airspeed, so you're gonna have to bring the power back, say, let's say 1,700 RPM. We'll see how that does. You're just going to bring it back enough to where you can't hold altitude anymore, but you still use the pitch to maintain airspeed.
So I hold it at 60, then just let it go down?
Yep, 55 to 60 is fine. You're right in there. Before you get there, about 50 feet or so, you just slowly add the throttle back to 2,100 now.
Okay.
So go ahead and bring it back to, or increase to 2,100, and we'll stay at 3,300. There you go.
Okay.
And that's all it takes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is teaching the region reverse command, where your pitch is controlling airspeed and power is controlling altitude. And it's also something, I mean, the skill that you gain from it is useful for the most part whenever you're landing the airplane.
Okay.
That you understand that if just adding power is not going to fix airspeed whenever you're slow like that.
Okay.
In our case, it'd be somewhere or less than 73 knots. Okay, and then to recover from that, you just go full power, and your goal is, yep, full power, and just hold altitude. So get your first notch of flaps out, and you'll have to push the nose down a little bit. Yeah, because you're increasing airspeed, so the nose is going to want to keep pitching up.
Yeah.
And then you grab the next one, and then the airspeed should slowly increase, and then altitude should just stay the same.
So I'm trying to go back to 3,500?
You can just stay at 3,300 for now until we finish.
Okay.
And then you can put that back down.
Golf hotels.
There you go.
Like a VFR eastbound departure.
Helicopter 52 Golf Hotel, University Park Tower with the ATIS. Departure current position.
And then why don't you just make a right 180
to the east.
so we can stay out of their airspace.
Alright, so to 2-4.
And then we'll use that to clear the area, and you can go back up to 3,500. And then let's do, you've done power on stall, or sorry, power off stalls as well, I'm sure. Stalls are a good thing. Power on, sorry, power off stall. We'll just do this in landing configuration as well. So pump set, mixture set. You can switch to the left tank.
Okay.
Put the pump on and pressures maintain.
Hold on, let me adjust that.
So in landing configuration, pump on. You don't have to worry about the lights. Mixture set, and we got the fuel tank set.
Okay.
So for this one, we'll stall in the landing configuration. So that's with flaps full. Actually, we're just going to set up for a simulated landing or approach to landing.
Okay.
And then we'll stall it from there.
Okay.
So you can just go throttle idle. There you go, and just pitch to maintain altitude and grab full flaps again. Yep.
Okay.
And then our landing RPM is usually around 1,700 RPM, so you can set 1,700 RPM. There you go.
Okay. Too much.
And then just pitch forward for 70 knots.
Okay, so like we're descending.
Yep. So just imagine you're approaching a runway right now.
Okay.
A little more. Down to get 70.
Okay.
That's good.
65. Somewhere between 65 and 70 is good?
Yep, that's close. You're within a couple of knots. And then bring the throttle to idle. And then we're just going to simulate you're getting slow on a landing right now.
So I, okay.
And then you pitch the nose of the horizon, and then the recovery will be reduce angle of attack, wings level, full power, and then you'll get your first notch of flaps out there.
So this here, and then what? And then the power? Okay.
Yep. So reduce angle of attack, level, full power, first notch of flaps.
And then I bring one down already?
Yep.
Even if you're now with a positive?
The first 50% of the flap range is going to give you, or sorry, the last 50% of the flap range is going to add a lot of drag. So the last The first 50 will give you more lift than drag.
So it's fine that the first one, even if I didn't have...
Yep, and then just keep a
Okay.
positive rate.
Okay.
Pitch the nose up a little bit more. And then you can climb just fine with 25 and 10, so you can throw 10 out now as well, so now that you're climbing out.
All right.
There you go.
So I'm 70,
then
so
full
then
power.
full power, okay.
Yep.
And I
And
bring the nose up,
And then pitch up.
so it...
Cameron 7 Mike Vector,
Do it
got
more.
you side no to report, runway
Little
24,
more.
clear to land.
And
Oh
then
my
you're going to
gosh.
need a lot of right rudder.
Right.
And progressively you're going to need more as we slow. Keep coming back. A little more back pressure. Just keep increasing angle of attack.
Okay, and this one you do what?
And then reduce
the-
angle of attack. Wings level. Make sure you have full power.
So it's already full power?
Yep. And then make sure the flaps are up. And then your stall recovery is always the same thing every time.
Can I bring it all the...
Yeah, if you want to do a power off.
Okay,
I
so...
would bring throttle to idle first,
Okay,
just to help you slow down some.
All right.
And then you can bring full flaps in.
okay,
We're already
So-
configured beyond that.
all right.
And then I
So
usually
then-
just set 1700 to simulate a
Because then it will
landing.
be a landing, okay.
And then you
and
can pitch down for 70 knots. Just to make it as real as possible.
Oh no, hold on, I'm not even at 7.
As long as it's 17 or 1800, just a landing
Alright.
setting is fine. And then
Okay.
power idle. And then you can pitch up into the
So
stall.
right now I would...
Yep.
Okay,
That's good. Power idle. And then your power off stall.
so first the nose,
Reduce angle of attack, wings level, full power. And then get your first notch of flaps on to 25. There you go. And then now you're just shooting
You
for
wait
a
for that.
positive
right.
rate of climb.
Cameron
Is it
7
just
Mike
a little
Vector,
bit
continue
positive
down
enough?
Alpha
Yeah, that's
3,
fine.
Then right on Alpha.
That tells you that you're
Gets a
not getting any
little
closer to the
complicated
ground.
after that, so just stay
Okay.
agreed for
And that's the goal.
And then, hold on, so if it's right there, I can take the last
Yeah.
one?
Mike Victor.
Because
Okay.
if this happens for real,
Yeah, and we're too close to the ground.
what you don't want to do is lose altitude.
Yeah.
Right? You want to, when we're practicing these, keep in mind that these stalls happen close to the ground.
Yeah,
Right? If you're going to
Okay.
stall on landing or takeoff, you're probably going to be less than 500 AGL,
Yeah.
which it doesn't give you a whole lot of room to recover. So steep turns we'll do just in cruise. So you can turn the pump off
okay.
and pressure maintains. And yeah, so we're going to just do it at 95 knots. And the reason we're doing it at 95 knots, the maneuvering speed is 111. And at the minimum weight, 95, it's about 95 knots. Because that changes with weight. So we're going to be on the safest
So we bring it
end of
down.
things that we can, and we'll just do it at, yeah, so we'll fly the steep turns at 95 knots.
Alright, so...
And that's about 95. I bring
Okay,
it back
alright.
just slightly, maybe
Okay.
100 RPM. Just reduce about 100 RPM.
Okay,
There you go, that should be good. And we'll
Alright.
just use 4,100.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to add, it's just a regular turn to start off with, but you're going to lose a lot of vertical lift, so you got to start pulling back. Okay, so we'll go to the left first.
to the
So
left.
go into the roll into the left.
Okay.
The left turn, go all the way over to 45, which is in between those two tick marks.
Why can't they just put a 45 there?
Some of them do. And then just add some back pressure.
Okay, to
There you
to
go.
hold that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then bring the throttle ahead about 200 RPM.
I had to be full, like
Yeah,
more?
add about 200 RPM. There you go.
This is the part that you wanna...
Yeah, this
Go
is
on.
where you feel like you're getting crushed into the seat.
Okay, I
So
didn't
you're
add 200.
experiencing about 1.4 times what you actually weigh right now. And then we were facing towards the airport, so we'll roll out on the airport. So we're just going to do two 360-degree turns.
We're doing two, we're gonna hold this for 2 turns.
There's right there, and then go back to the right. There you go, and we're going to do the same exact thing right to the right. So we're going to turn back to the right,
Oh my gosh.
and then you'll tend to pick the nose up to the right, so
What do you mean?
that'll make you climb. There you go, and then let it settle down onto the horizon. That's good. And you just maintain the back pressure.
I'm not at 45.
A little bit more. Good. There you go. And you can reduce some power if you're getting fast.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't reduce a lot, maybe 100 RPM increments.
Not 5945, ILS runway 24.
Piedmont 5945, University Park Tower, report GECD.
Piedmont 5945 will report GECD.
Go, and then roll out back on the airport.
I should have done earlier, shouldn't I?
A little bit, it's okay.
Okay.
But that's steep turns. That's good.
Alright.
And then just stare down What did Matt have you aiming for? Beam the Pappies on the runway, or?
Man, I'm all white.
We can just do that. About the third runway stripe is a beam the Pappies right now. So you can just look at about the third center line stripe there. So just stare down. You're a little bit left of center line. So just inch it back to the right.
I can never stay center. What's the secret? Am I too slow? I mean, am I too little power?
Yeah, add some power.
Oh, I know there's a sink here too. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's not warm enough for that yet. Here you go. And just keep the nose down. Look at that third center line stripe.
Okay, I never looked at that one.
And just stare it down and fly straight towards it. And then once you see the sides of the runway come up really quickly in your peripheral vision, you'll get in the round out. There's the sides of the runway. Look at the end of the runway and then slowly pull back some more. A little bit more. Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay,
and then flaps up.
That wasn't too bad for...
And full power.
All right. Oh, crooked.
And then just stare down the third runway stripe there.
Why do you use the third?
That's a beam the Pappies on the runway, or about there. It's close enough.
Okay.
And that should just keep you, if you wanted to follow the Pappies, that would keep you right on, but...
I always use the numbers. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, I had so much.
So, just nose up some. Let it come down a little bit lower. There you go now, I'll start pulling back. Go, flaps up.
Okay. Oh man.
Full power.
Alright, I'm a little less scared, but still like, man, I wouldn't do that by myself. I am pissed. Feels like I step on the rudder, nothing happens.
There's a little bit of...
See, you step and I can feel it.
If you use left rudder and a little bit of right aileron, and that'll help scoot you back over to center line. Just like that.
Oh.
Yeah, called a side slip.
So, okay, I'm going crooked again.
Some wind on the left, it looks like, and that's just pushing you off the left side, or to the right side.
So, do I step on the right?
You're pretty well lined up now. So just add a little bit of power to stay on approach speed.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
That's good.
Can I take off? Go to idle?
Auto idle. There you go. Good.
Not good.
I would throw the flaps down so we can help slow down a little faster.
7 uniform, make 180 back taxi Alpha 6 Foxtrot.
Back taxi runway 24 Alpha 6 Alpha Foxtrot November 734. Okay, and then you can go and slow down and we will 180 and we'll back taxi.
Oh my gosh, I hate taxi. Ah! I was not expecting.
Oh yeah, you gotta get some air movement now.